Hello and welcome back to Sister Lines. I just wanted to hop in here and just clarify this video. I'm editing right now and I realized that we haven't really introduced the second part of the podcast. So, just a reminder, this is episode 2 of our second podcast with my sister where we discussed The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So if you haven't seen part 1, this might not make as much sense, although you can watch it, because we're going into more technical parts of the book. But I'm excited for you to discover this and hopefully you enjoy it. Bye. Okay, so we realized that within my whole explanation of the basic concept, I forgot to explain what being was. So being with a capital B, that's how he writes it in the book. Basically, that would be spiritual enlightenment, right? Being in a state of consciousness, of being in the present moment, so completely so that you feel one with everything. You feel one with the universe, basically. And you understand that everything is tied together and you feel connected to everything and you feel the love and you feel the goodness of it all. This is what being is supposed to be. Again, this ties back to why humanity is in such a critical situation right now, because we're deeply disconnected from this state of being. Because if we were in being, we'd understand that we're all in it together, the plants, the animals, the different types of communities, different countries, wherever you're from, we're all one. And so if you pick at someone, you would identify them as an out group, inevitably it will come back to you, because everything within this universe is tied to one thing and one source kind of vibe. I thought interesting take. And I thought also, I like this idea of, if I'm being wrong towards you, someone outside of myself, someone who I identify as being different from me, the other, right? This is what was used a lot in the Second World War, in the Cold War, this depiction of this othering of people, of a community, of they're different, they're evil, they're enemies. We're not the same. We're inherently different. And so I thought it was interesting to bring all that together and to say, yeah, we're one. Actually, we come from the same source. And if you pick on someone, it's going to come back to you, and you're really doing a disservice to yourself. You want to live in peace and love. And that's basically, I mean, this is controversial again, because I know for a fact that not everyone wants to live in peace and in love. And I've learned this recently. Like, actually, okay, so when I was really low and I was like, it's researching,
fuck is she talking about?
different types of nihilism, just to get this concept so that we're all on the same level. Nihilism is the idea that everything is inherently meaningless. Ephilism, I didn't know this before reading a particular book I read when I was on my quest out of suffering. Was ephilism. And ephilism is the idea that basically procreation should be eradicated because inevitably humans will suffer in their lifetime. And so it is unethical
That's wild.
to bring a child into this world knowing that inevitably at some point they will suffer. When have you felt like you were present in the now?
For me, there also were rare occasions, but I feel like it's more than before. For me, it's like when I'm surrounded with people I love, when they leave me space to be myself. It's also, it's not always when I'm surrounded with people, it's also when I'm by myself, when I like do the stargazing shit or watching sunsets. Aren't you in the now when you do that? Stargazing shit. Yeah,
well, moments of awe, basically.
Yeah. Or not. I'm not like I'm just like I'm just like, okay.
That's not what it means, right? It's a word. It's an actual word.
Yeah, but the is like it's like
I've never heard that before.
Okay. It's also when I feel big emotions and I let it happen. Like I just let myself feel the emotions. I'm not analyzing them or anything.
I just wanted to say, I also think that it's feeling completely free and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uncensored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when I do small things that require my full attention, when I'm like so deep into something like cooking, reading, doing
Mm.
crafts or art stuff, drawing. Um, but it's also when I'm sitting in silence.
Hmm.
That sounds so weird. But sometimes I'm just I don't want to pick up my phone. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to listen to music. I'm just in silence.
Yeah.
And then I feel present.
Yeah.
And I start that's something I really notice. It's I start seeing the beauty in small stupid things. Like I start analyzing how the fucking branch is moving in the
Mm.
wind,
Mm.
or how the birds are flying around,
Mm.
and I find it so beautiful.
Yeah, you notice things you would have never
Yeah.
before in
And
your
and you see the
thinking.
beauty in
Yeah.
banal
Yeah.
stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
No, I feel like I only reach those states after like a 40-minute meditation.
Yeah.
Like my brain is so annoying and so hard to shut off.
I have a confession. I watch ASMR every night before sleep because my mind is crazy. Like I plan the next few days, or I plan the whole next day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time. I'm gonna do this. And then I plan 5 years ahead, like my future in 5 years, how it's gonna look, and then I spiral, and I'm like, oh my god, what
Mhm,
if I don't succeed? What
mhm.
if? What if? What if? You know?
And but this is like this control and this like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
again, it's because you're identifying yourself with versions of yourself and what could be and what should be for you to be okay. And it's always back to this notion of safety
Mm,
and of if I do this, I'm gonna feel okay. I'm gonna be not just okay, I'm gonna feel great. But that's
mm-hmm.
all a lie.
Yeah. I think survival is a big thing in not feeling present. How would you cope with survival?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I do. I do by speaking to my friends and family. I'm very expressive. And so, unfortunately for them, I'm going to dump everything that I'm going through because that's just how I cope the best.
Yeah.
I think if they make me feel safe, then I'm like, okay, I can feel safe within myself. And it's not the best coping mechanism.
Mm.
I should be able to feel safe on my own and to emotionally regulate on my own. However, we're not completely there yet. So I highly rely on my friends and family, and I have the luck to have them be so great. And I think I breathe
Mhm.
and I lay down. Like a lot of times I will be in bed and I lay down
Yeah.
and breathe.
Yeah.
And honestly, because I have come from a path of meditation, I've done meditation before, and I had a period in time where I did 6 months of meditation consistently every day. I did not miss one single day. You remember
I
that
do.
phase?
Yeah.
And
I
I
do.
did up to 40 minutes of meditation every day. And um that was insane. I felt like I really, that's when I knew that I could regulate my nervous system, etc. But then I moved to Ireland in another country and I stopped. And I severely regret stopping because it's so hard to get in again, the patience that I had back then. And it's discipline, honestly, it's discipline. And so now what I do, because I usually used to do it in the pose of like crisscrossed legs, and now what I just do, the easiest, is to lay down and to breathe and to listen to a guided meditation, or
Mhm.
I will lay down and I'll just fall asleep. But that's how I cope with
Mhm.
survival.
Yeah, for me, so first of all, it's really, really hard because it's something that doesn't really ask for permission. Survival just comes.
It's
It comes
automatic.
immediate, it's automatic. It comes because it feels like you're in
Scared.
you're like
Scary.
life threatening situation, but you're just in a fucking tram or a metro station. Like,
Or a job. I
um,
recently had a job
yeah,
trial.
yeah,
Blah.
yeah. Yeah. And it comes because it feels like it's the only way to function, and that's the scary part. I feel like it's because so often you don't really realize that you're in survival.
No, that's
um
the thing. You don't know, and I think a
yeah.
lot of people just are and don't know.
Mm.
And I think that's again where the pretentious
Mm.
argument comes in. Is like, who are you to tell me
Yeah.
that I might be in survival right now?
Yeah.
Or why would survival be bad? Maybe I
Yeah.
don't have access to resources that would pull me out of that. Who are you to say it's so easy? Who are you to, you have friends and family in
Mm,
therapy, and
mm.
so very valid.
No, totally. What helped me is just to pause, breathe, understand what's happening, why I'm feeling this way, and let myself feel these emotions. Not trying to fix things or like arrange them immediately. Just sit with myself and breathe.
I think I'm going to share something that I'm going to regret sharing.
Go for it. Go for it.
Basically, I've been in therapy for the last 4 years, and I think this might be helpful to mention this, although I'm exposing myself a little bit here. But I had phases throughout my college experience where we had tutoring classes, so seminars. So these are smaller like people classes, would be like 15, 10 even sometimes, and you'd have a master or PhD, usually PhD student, that would teach the class and go deeper into the material they are doing during the week, right? And it's a very active base. You should participate, you should ask questions, you should come prepared, you have your homework done, etc. And I dealt with social anxiety back in secondary school, but I guess it resurfaced in very specific situations in college. Even though I'm a pretty confident, like I think my nature right now, I'm not, but my nature is pretty confident and like extroverted, right?
Yeah, 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 totally.
Right now,
Mhm.
this isn't. But so in certain classes, out of nowhere, it could have, there was some kind of trigger and I usually couldn't identify it, and I just went into survival. My whole body felt tense. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and it was so uncomfortable because I couldn't focus on anything that was said in class. I couldn't focus on my classmates. It's kind of had blurry vision. It's like a whole bodily experience. It's horrible. And at first, when I went to therapy, I told my therapist, look, this is what's happening. It sucks. I don't want this because I like my courses. I don't think I think I have something to add to the class, and this really is limiting me from just being who I am and interacting with the class and my classmates and the teacher. However, when you say pause and breathe within the survival mechanism, when you know it's coming on, in certain circumstances it's so hard and
It's
scary
so
to
hard.
do,
Yeah.
because I said to my therapist, I was like, no, in those moments, I just push through it. I sit there, I suffer, and I try to listen to everything. Yet it's like you can't cope. It's like you feel like you're
I've had the same.
exploding from the inside, and you want to cry and you want to scream and you want to puke all at once. It's horrible, and you can't breathe, and so I was like, no, I'm so proud of myself this time. I sat through it for a whole 45 minutes. This is incredible. I'm gonna go back. But then every time I went back to class, I felt dread. I was creating dread, and I was creating a more and more and more unsafe circumstance for my nervous system, and I almost associated the class to like horrible happenings of like and and my therapist was like, Julie, you do you, go continue
That's
doing that,
yeah.
but it's not
It's
helping at
not the
all.
way to go.
So then once after I, was resisting her whole idea of what she wanted, she asked me to do an exercise. She offered an exercise of me just stepping out of the class whenever I felt this, so that my body could all by itself in calm down and re-enter the class when I felt better. However, what do you mean I just leave the class randomly in a small people class with a PhD student who is teaching? It's so disrespectful to just go up and leave the class, even if it's just to go to the bathroom. However, every single class this would happen, and it would happen multiple times during the class. And so I was terrified. At first I did once, and I made it look as if I was going to the bathroom because I didn't want to look disrespectful to my PhD um, tutor and to my classmates, because you're interrupting the class a little bit. I mean, there's movement. It's not a big deal, but it's entering, coming out. It's not the norm. And sure, I could have had a therapist note written to my tutors, but I didn't want to make it a big deal. Again, you feel so much shame about this experience, so you want to make yourself so little that um that you're going through this. And so then I started doing twice a class. Like whenever I felt I did my breathing exercises. I went to the bathroom. I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, you got this. And then went back. It was a whole thing. And then I went up to 4 times, leaving the class 4 times.
Well, wow. I could never.
That was my exercise that I had from therapy. And that did miracles.
It did it work?
I really was I was resenting this whole exercise because it's like, this is so embarrassing. Everyone is like seeing how
Yeah.
disrespectful I am, and this is so embarrassing, and blah,
But
blah, blah.
I feel like it is a practice, and like every practice, you have to do it over and over and over again to actually have results.
It was so hard. It was
Yeah,
so
I
hard,
get
and
that.
I felt so ashamed and embarrassed.
Yeah.
But then I basically taught, I rewired my nervous system and my
Mm.
brain, and I associated the class now with any time I feel this,
You can live. Yeah.
I can liberate myself from this
Yeah.
horrible experience and resume it when I'm feeling better. So when I was in class, I was always feeling okay. And it was that I was feeling not okay when I was out of the class.
Mm.
So then it changed the dynamic. But it's really that psychological, and you need to, it's insane. And
Oh, it's hard.
this is not normal, by the way.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, again, what is normal?
We're gonna say this in every video. Like, what is normal?
What is
Actually?
normal?
But
But
yeah.
I just wanted to share this. I don't know if I'm gonna put this up. We'll see. But I just wanted to share this because maybe other people are going through this,
Yeah.
and you're not alone. And I got through it, and now I have a much easier time. Look, I'm starting a master's degree in September, and I don't feel like it's gonna be great. And I've, after this whole practice, this was like 2 years ago, I'd say. Since then, it's never come back. You can still feel nervous about speaking up in class, saying something stupid, but it's not to the debilitating degree that I had back then.
So I think it's important to touch on the pain body again because you've mentioned it very quickly, but you didn't really say what it is. So for me, how I remember it, how he explained it in the book, it's like this invisible weight that you carry from like your own traumas or the generational traumas, like the old, like the wounds from people in your family and stuff, and you carry that weight. It like takes over your consciousness, like survival kind of. They're kind of similar, I feel like, and it perpetuates pain and suffering, and it feeds off of old wounds.
Yeah. I mean, the pain body and mind identification, or the ego, come hand in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
The pain body is basically pain, suffering. We can say how we felt it.
It was shame, rejection, fear. That was like the wounds, like the heaviness.
Yeah.
That were the emotions that I felt.
I felt the pain body in my chest.
Oh yeah.
In my chest, a heaviness, and it's a thing where you wake up and you don't want to do your day, and you don't want to do anything. Well, depression really is a part of the pain body as well.
And what are the emotions that you feel?
Oh, huge shame.
Okay.
Like, shame is a big one.
Shame is the worst feeling
Shame
ever.
is like very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
I think resentment,
Mm-hmm.
hatred, being angry
Mm-hmm.
about the state of the world. Anger is a big one as well. Feeling so sad, like a bottomless pit that goes on and on and on. So yeah, and you're like a festering wound that's walking on legs.
Pain body would like come up. It would take over when I was triggered by something. But it's not like not you that's being triggered, it's those old wounds that are being triggered by remembrance. I don't know if I'm gonna explain myself more. It's like there's something happen. It's not what's happening, it's what the situation like reminds you of. So for me, it would be a tone, a look, a
It's a
silence.
trigger that
It's a
brings
trigger.
you
Yeah,
back
yeah. Like
to,
I would be like some people would, their tone would be a bit off. I would start overthinking. I would like, oh my god, they're angry at me, I did something wrong, and I would spiral.
like, it
What
touches your nerve,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
have a
And I don't, and you don't
reaction.
really understand why. You're just
Yeah.
like, you're in this moment
Yeah.
where you start lashing out, you get angry, or you go
Or you
or you
do.
spiral, you take it like
Yeah.
I would shut down. I would either lash out, spiral, or shut down just because I was triggered by a tiny little thing that maybe wasn't even what I think it was. I was assuming
You're
something. I'm
projecting, like,
projecting a fear that because there's a wound that is being triggered, you know?
and that's the pain body.
And that's the pain body.
It's out of the pain body, but I would say it's also like things that are out of character for you. If you're good person, like if you're a good person, it's things that are out of character, that you do out of fear, jealousy, hatred.
Yeah.
That's like all from the pain body. So where would you say that you felt the pain, or the pain body, most in your body?
Good question. For me, it's the chest too. I don't know. It's like
Like a
chest, yeah, like a heaviness. Like you're constantly feeling like you cannot fully breathe. You know, like you cannot be like you're like
but also I felt like with okay, because you can feel the pain body, not only the chest, but whilst I was reading the book, I felt resistance.
yeah.
And the resistance, you feel that there's a pain body, right? And it felt like ripping.
Mm,
I felt like there's ripping inside of me. There, it feels like ripping.
yeah, for me it was a heaviness. It was like a compression of the
Okay.
chest. And for me I also had it in my like stomach. But like it was dread. I
Hmm.
always felt dread like
Okay. Nice.
what would be your go-to spiraling topics? Because we know everyone has them.
Spiral topics.
Spiraling topics.
I would say right now my identity,
Yeah, of course.
because I'm dealing with this right now. Um, but it's because if something is out of line with what I feel like, I'm just struggling with truth and what do I like, what do I dislike, and who am I? And I'm struggling with all these concepts right now. And so I spiral about that a lot. And going through life with not a set identity or not feeling rooted,
It's hard.
girl.
I know it's hard. I know. For me, it's a lot like the future, the am I going to make it? Am I not wasting my time? Or, but I don't have, I spiral, but it's more about the future and like how I'm gonna.
She spirals about boys, guys.
Shut the. What? Why are you exposing me like that? What do you mean?
Julie, what should I say in this? Are you sure this is the right text?
I
Should I
don't
play
care.
games?
You're such a bitch. It's not true. I'm very good.
Do
at
we like
texting.
this hinge profile?
Shut up. It's like a lot of what ifs. What if I don't make it? Blah, blah, blah. But that's it. Like
Okay.
I don't have like I'm good with myself. I feel like. Okay, so
Okay.
what do you do to stay present? Like what would you
I think I already said that, no?
really?
Like
Okay.
laying down, breathing.
Yeah. For me, a big distraction is the phone. And I feel like for so
Non,
many
c'était pas ça.
What the
J'ai
fuck?
juste le phone.
Oh yeah.
J'ai juste touché mon nez.
Okay. Yeah, the phone is a big distraction and I think that's something everyone experiences. And what I do is like slow down, breathe. I try to feel my body, feel the emotions I'm going through, sit in silence. As I said, find the beauty in the stupid stuff.
But it's not
Um,
stupid.
it's not stupid. And also it's not about perfection, it's about permission. It's about giving yourself the permission to like take a pause, and take a breather.
I think also giving yourself permission to look stupid,
Absolutely, yeah.
because yeah, you're gonna be judged either way. If you conform, you're gonna be
Mm.
judged. If you don't conform, if you other path, you dress like this, you present
Mm.
yourself like this, you talk like this, you look at the leaves a second too long, people are gonna judge you either
Absolutely.
way. So
I
I don't know, you did something weird.
said fuck them.
Fuck them. Fuck. So it's really like, mec, fais ta vie, genre.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Florian, il va nous juger de malade.
Okay, so basically just like live the way you want to live.
Absolutely.
And I still struggle with this. Like, I still censor myself, I think, and I
Mm,
still limit myself in my possibilities of existence because I'm scared of judgment and I'm just so scared of rejection.
I get it.
So
It's valid
terrified.
though, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
So
change anything.
no, but I'm just saying that it's a such a universal experience, and that's why we created this podcast as well, because we
Yeah.
wanted to have fun. Like, this is so fun
Yeah.
for us. We get
Yeah.
to put a makeup on. We have
Yeah.
a bit of a little of a bit of a pre. Oh, not a lot of people are gonna genre, like a pre-recording where we put music on and we
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 hype ourselves
we hype
up.
ourselves up. We do makeup. We choose our
Yeah.
outfits. Like, it's such a fun thing right now. And
Yeah.
then
I
editing
agree.
has been really fun, and
It's been tough. Like,
choosing.
it's hard. It's
It's
long.
hard. It's long, and because
Yeah.
we're beginners as well.
Yeah.
So, but it's so fun to be creative.
I love it. I actually love it.
Just why do we think that it's so hard to live in the present nowadays?
Because we're so crazily, unbelievably overstimulated by our phones, by how we should live life. Like, I feel like society really, like, how do you say that? Rewards
Rewards, yeah.
hustle and, like, quick, fast, and I feel like this is because stillness, and it might feel empty and scary.
And stillness is confused for laziness as
Yeah.
well.
And also it's hard because when you're thought that your value is in what you're doing, it's hard to just take a pause, take a step back
What
and
you're
not.
doing or what you've got or any.
Yeah. And for me, I've experienced that a lot. It's the fear of boredom. I feel like I have of my friends tell me that I have actionismus. It's like you always need action. I always need to feel emotions. I always need to be somewhere. Every day I want to do something. I want to go out. I want to, like, see friends and everything. So I feel like for me boredom is like, I'm scared of boredom.
What would you say to people who do feel super calm and do feel super still, but within their stillness they suffer and they feel pain, and so they do so much, they are in this hustle, consciously or unconsciously, they're working, they're seeing friends, they're going out, they're expanding their lives in so many ways, and stillness is means the same as feeling their pain, feeling all the, like, what would you say to such a person who their hustle and bustle is to protect
Yeah,
themselves?
like, I understand it, but for me it's a distraction. And presence and stillness is not about escaping the pain, because for me, doing that, this distraction is escaping the pain if it really impacts you. Like, I'm very good with myself, I feel like. So the thing where I have to go out and I have to see people is not really because I have to. You know what I mean?
Or because you
It's
feel
because
the need to escape something?
it's not because I feel the need to escape a pain or something where I don't feel good with myself. It's just because I want to and I love doing that. And that's where I found my happiness and my presence. That's where I find my presence. And so for me, presence and stillness is really acknowledging your pain and seeing it and holding it. And that's really important.
I'm not gonna lie, being still for the first time in a long time when you've been in the hustle and bustle feels like a death sentence.
Absolutely.
So if you're not ready, no one's judging you for not being ready. No one's judging you for being in survival. No one's judging you with coping the way you are coping, whatever you're doing. This is where the book can be controversial because he says, oh, these are all unconscious people. And then you can read the book differently, but I keep going back to, I want to read it as he's offering an olive branch to these people in the hustle and bustle and the unconsciousness, because maybe some people are conscious and actually actively do that. That's another type of,
Yeah,
you
totally.
know, but it's only controversial if you read it in a controversial way. If you had to say something to someone going into this book, what would you say to them to take
I'll
the best experience out of it?
Yeah, I would say don't rush it. Um, do not If you do not get it at first, it's normal and it's okay. I feel like it's a book that you're going to have, like, you going to have to read
Come
it,
back to.
yeah, multiple times. before like fully understanding and feeling it. Maybe accept the fact that maybe you're not ready for the book if you don't totally understand it.
In a non-condescending
In a
way.
non-condescending, be super like open-minded and allow yourself to feel every emotion you feel from this book. I would say let it like annoy you and confuse you and make you feel these emotions, because that means that the book is actually working. This means your ego is sweating. Let your fucking ego sweat, okay? Let it suffer. So yeah, I would say be super open-minded and take a look and see what you think, what you feel.
Like that.
What would you say?
I would say definitely it's probably going to take multiple takes.
Yeah.
And also with any book, I think that gives always a fresh perspective where you notice new things about it anyways. But you have to be in a specific phase or place in your life, I think, to really take out. And again, I don't want to pretend like I've taken out the best out of the book. I don't want to pretend like we know what we're talking about, because we don't. But we had an experience of it alleviating a lot of pain, and we had an experience of connecting on some shared
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
values about this book and ideas. So we were like, okay, there seems to be some common ground of understanding. So yeah, that being said, be open, be curious, try to shut off your intellectualizing brain, which I couldn't do at first. Like, I did not succeed at that, which is fine. It gives different interpretations of the book as well. I felt it from a intellectualizing, understanding the concepts kind of way, and then I had the I'm feeling this book
Mm-hmm.
experience. I mean, it is in the category of self-help because, it's spiritual, and it like asks you to do something and take a certain type of accountability, but it's not a self-improvement book. It's not about self-improvement. I would say it looks like self-improvement, it's disguised as self-improvement, and ultimately, normally, I think you get something good from it.
Yeah, it leads to something.
It leads to something, but that's not the point of the book.
Mm.
I would say if you feel resistance and you feel like you don't relate at all, then set it aside and wait. And if it's still not for you, that's I understand. But it's a cool experience.
Yeah, I really loved it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I feel like I just took positive stuff from this, so I have a really positive view of the.
For me it's just like I still feel like it it's kind of it dug into the pain a lot.
That's what's supposed to do. That
Yeah.
is what is it?
Yeah.
That is what it is
Yeah.
supposed to do. So
But yeah,
that's it. I hope you enjoyed, guys.
we were very vulnerable,
Yeah.
and this is what we really love doing. I think we feel safe,
Yeah.
and it's also to make other people feel safe and to open up a conversation, and yeah, hopefully it makes sense, hopefully it's entertaining, hopefully
You liked it, and be kind.
yeah,
Be kind to people, be kind to you.
but it was fun to film
I
this.
loved it. It was really nice.
But so we'll see you in the next episode. We haven't chosen what we're gonna do yet, but we'll see you in the next
We'll
one.
see.
And don't
See.
hesitate to subscribe and like
Like
and
and
share.
yeah. Okay, love you
Love you
guys.
guys.